It's 3:45 on Talk TV. Now, streaming services are set to be regulated by Ofcom for the first time. This is under government proposals that also reiterate plans to privatise Channel 4. Netflix, Disney+, Amazon Prime Video and other streamers will be given new rules, bringing them into line with traditional broadcasters. The Culture Secretary said proposals for Ofcom regulation would protect audiences from harmful material. David Hickson is from the Fair Telecoms campaign. Good afternoon to you, David.
Good afternoon, Ian.
Was it always slightly strange that they weren't regulated, or was it good that they weren't regulated?
It's been a slow process. The powers of Ofcom have been gradually expanded. Our own focus is mainly on the telecoms area, and we've noticed that things have got much weaker there as Ofcom now spreads its wings to take in lots more things. And we have to question how good regulation is at achieving its objectives. These people obviously need to be under some sort of control, but whether this is the best way of achieving it, I think, is open to question.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of regulation, that becomes quite tricky when you're dealing with international providers, right? Because these people are making programs, and whilst there is a kind of an element in their technology that focuses things to different regions, broadly speaking, from their editorial standpoint, they would see themselves as being geographically in no particular place.
It becomes exceptionally difficult when you get onto what could be thought of as political issues because of that reason.
Yeah.
And this is one area where we have to be especially careful because of countries that regulate much too fiercely that we quite obviously want to criticise. We've got to be very careful we don't go down that same road ourselves.
And in terms of the thinking behind this, is it as straightforward when the Culture Department says, look, we need to bring these organisations, these broadcasters in line with everybody else? On the face of it, that sounds fair enough. But, I mean, there is you could be slightly conspiratorial and say that they want to make sure that these organisations are aware that somebody is watching them.
The fear, I think, as outlined in the introduction to the White Paper, is that the UK-based broadcasters are having a tough time with competition from overseas, and they see it as not a level playing field, that they have to comply with rules that others don't. And that seems to be a lot of the driving spirit behind what the government are trying to do here, to try and provide a level playing field for our home-based broadcasters. And obviously the whole thing about trying to empower Channel 4, as it said, although that's open to question, is all part of that.
Listen, David, we'll watch with interest. We will speak again on this. David Hickson is from the Fair Telecoms campaign. They're campaigning for a fair and proper relationship between consumers and providers in a regulated, competitive market for telecom services here in the UK. Thank you to him.